Happy Ugadi or Vishu or Bisu to everyone. Wish you all a very happy new year. I'm sitting in front of the puja room in my house, and here is the kani that we have made. So I will show you how we make this kani on the previous day of Vishu, so that in the morning this is the first thing we see as soon as we open our eyes.
We first clean the coconut to remove all the excess fiber on the skin that makes it difficult to draw. Once the surface is partially smooth, we draw a face on it, symbolizing Goddess Lakshmi. I'm using a permanent marker to draw the features. I will then fill the lips and bindi with red paint. Each family has their own way of making this kani. Some of them have Yugadi Purusha and some others have Lord Krishna, but the essence remains the same. A silk blouse piece is used to drape around the coconut and is adorned with the gold of the family. In the thali or harivana, we place some raw rice, a mirror, some money, silver items, vegetables, fruits, etc. that we pray to be blessed in abundance throughout the year. On the day of the festival, all family members are taken to the god's room with their eyes closed so they see this auspicious kani with their face on the mirror as the first thing in the morning as soon as they open their eyes.
We have invited some of our close friends to celebrate this festival with us. So I will be making a traditional Mangalore style meal for them. So here are all the dishes that I have decided to make, and I hope by tonight I'm able to make all of them. I will be simultaneously making a lot of different dishes. So while I'm chopping something, I'll be boiling something else, and maybe I'll be doing the seasoning of a third dish. So I hope by the end of it, when I'm making a video, you wouldn't be that confused. So I will try my best to make it as systematic as possible. So to start with, I have a 2-burner stovetop. So in one, I'm going to pressure cook black chana or black chickpea that I had soaked last night. So I'm going to pressure cook that for ghasi, and on the other stovetop I'm going to boil sabudana or sabaki that also I had soaked last night. So I'm going to boil it to make paisa. Simultaneously, I'm going to grate some red pumpkin. I'm planning to make chattam bade, which is basically made with soaked chana dal, but I'm going to add this grated red pumpkin to just make it a bit more interesting. I'm going to do that first because I also need the peel of that red pumpkin to make chutney.
While both the burners are busy, I have started prepping the pumpkin. As the peel is very hard, I am using a ceramic IKEA knife which is super sharp and has cut my fingers multiple times before. One of my friends overheard a conversation between a couple of old Japanese women who said that they microwave the entire pumpkin for a couple of minutes and then chop or peel it when it becomes soft and easy to handle. I really wish I had this idea before. I would have definitely tried it. This job took long, and what better way to utilize the time than video call your folks and catch up on all the updates about the celebration in India. It's time to prep the potatoes for ghasi.
I pressure cooked the chickpeas for about 4 to 5 whistles. So it's about 75% done. So I added some potatoes to it. These are 2 medium-sized potatoes that have been chopped to cubes. So that will also be pressure cooked right now. And here the sabudana has become translucent. So I can add some milk right now and boil it along with milk.
I have added 1 liter of full fat milk to the boiled sabudana. I am keeping an eye on the vessel so it doesn't overflow while simultaneously grating the pumpkin. After adding milk, it has come to a boil. So I have simmered it now, and I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. The sugar here is not that strong, so you could probably alter it according to the taste in your country. And this is some milk with kesar, which we had kept for the puja in the morning for God. So I'm going to add that also. Now I'm going to let it cook for some more time, and finally garnish it with some cardamom powder and fried cashew and raisins in ghee. I have already added the fried nuts and raisins. So now I'm adding cardamom powdered with sugar. Give it a good stir, and our paisa is ready. So I'm making the masale for ghasi. So I'm going to fry in coconut oil about 8 to 10 red chilies, dried red chilies, about half a teaspoon of methi seeds, and about 2 teaspoons of jeera, and about 4 teaspoons of coriander seeds. And I'm going to fry this and then grind it with some coconut. So I'm going to grind the masala that we fried along with about 1.5 cups of coconut, a piece of tamarind and some salt. While grinding, I added some water. So this is a consistency that you will need. This can now be added to the boiled potato and chickpea. After adding the masala, add the required amount of water to bring it to this consistency. Bring it to a boil, and then you can add the seasoning. For the seasoning, heat some coconut oil. Put about 2 cut red chilies, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of urad dal, some curry leaves, and hing. Fry it till the urad dal gets slightly brownish, and then add it to your ghasi. After adding the seasoning, your ghasi is now ready. Adding garlic makes this ghasi really tasty, but as it is our festival today, I will not be adding onion or garlic to any of the dishes. I'm now going to boil the peel of red pumpkin along with salt. For the chutney, take a tablespoon of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of urad dal, 10 to 12 red chilies, curry leaves, pinch of hing, and fry them together till the urad dal turns golden brown. Switch off the flame and add about 1.5 cups of shredded coconut. In a mixer jar, I have added boiled pumpkin peel, the masala that we just made, some tamarind, and salt. Now I'm going to grind it with some water to a fine paste like a chutney. So our chutney is ready. This is the desired consistency. Now we will transfer it to a bowl. As we have already added curry leaves and hing, that is asafoetida, while making the masala, we don't need to add any seasoning or tadka or ogarne into this. For the vada, in a mixer jar, I have taken chana dal that has been soaked overnight. That's about 1 cup. I've taken 3 green chilies, 2 teaspoons of jeera and some hing. Now I'm going to grind this to a coarse paste. For vada, take the grated pumpkin, ground chana dal mixture, a tablespoon of ginger paste, 1 cup of fine coconut, handful of chopped coriander leaves, chopped curry leaves, salt to taste and mix well. As I have used a lot of pumpkin, I will need some flour to bind, so I will take 2 to 3 tablespoons of rice flour and besan. Mix it again and check if it forms shape, and then keep aside to fry it at the end to serve it hot. Took a short break to go and pick Arika. So she is playing in muddy puddles. Ari, what are you doing?
I'm playing in muddy puddles.
Are you having fun?
Yeah. Water.
Hi, Ro.
Mud panda jada mud inch of brown mud, transparent mud.
So next, I'm keeping tur dal to cook in a pressure cooker to make rasam or saru. And simultaneously I will be frying a masala for lady's finger palya or bende palya. And I have kept rice to cook, very small quantity, because I'm going to make chitrana using coconut and mustard seeds to be served before plain rice. Plain rice I'll be keeping it at the end so that it is piping hot to serve. I'm going to pressure cook some tur dal for rasam. For bende palya masala, heat 1 tablespoon of coconut oil with 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. Once the flame is off, add 10 to 12 red chilies, 4 tablespoons of coriander seeds and about 1 cup of shredded coconut. The masala is ready for the palya, so I'm going to grind it to be added to the tadka. To make the palya, heat a pan, add 3 to 4 tablespoons of sunflower oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of urad dal, some curry leaves, pinch of hing and chopped lady's finger. Let it fry well on high flame till all the stickiness is gone. For rasam or saru, to the cooked tur dal, add 2 chopped medium-sized tomatoes, salt and jaggery to taste, pulp from a lemon-sized bowl of tamarind, a teaspoon of turmeric and 2 to 3 tablespoons of rasam powder. All the ingredients have been added and I brought this to a boil. So now I have simmered it and let it cook for about 5 more minutes. I have added chopped curry leaves, chopped coriander leaves and some ghee, and our rasam is ready. This is the desired consistency. Coming back to the bende palya, after the moisture has reduced, add salt, the masala we prepared, amchur and jaggery as per taste, and let it cook well on medium flame for about 10 minutes or till all the sticky texture is eliminated and the oil starts to ooze out from the mixture. The more you fry it, the better it tastes. Our bende palya is ready. As I have used frozen lady's finger, it seems to be broken into small pieces. But if you use fresh lady's finger, it will be intact. But nevertheless, as we have made a very nice masala, this will taste really good. For chitrana gujju, I will grind 1 cup of shredded coconut, 1 tablespoon of mustard seeds, 6 to 7 red chilies, small lemon-sized ball of tamarind, jaggery and salt to taste. Heat a pan with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of urad dal, some curry leaves, handful of peanuts and the masala that we just made. Let it fry till it leaves the oil out. Once the mixture has cooled down, add cooked and cooled rice and mix well using your hand. Add required amount of rice based on taste. Add salt at the end if required. So tenginkai sasive chitrana is ready. It's good if you make it in advance, because it will be nice when the rice is able to pull all the flavor into it.
It's always good to be systematic. So I usually like to write down what I'm going to cook, and then as and when I finish, I put like a tick mark on it. So I've done that on my phone notes. I'm not sure if it is visible. So I'm coming to the next part now. So next I'm going to make midi tambli. So midi is a raw small sized mango which comes in pickles. So the same thing, I'm going to wash and use it to make midi tambli. And I'm going to make corn kosamri. Usually we add pomegranate to corn kosamri, but as it was not available, I'm going to try adding grapes, and I really hope it tastes good. And then finally I'm going to make appa or appam, which is using jackfruit, that is ripe jackfruit. So I'm going to show you how to make that too.
This is for midi tambli. I have taken coconut midi which I have washed. As these are very small in size, I have taken many, but you could take about 4 or 5. And salt. Very little salt, because midi will already have salt in it. I'm going to grind this to a fine paste and then add yogurt. After adding curd to the ground mixture, we will add seasoning. Heat 1 tablespoon of ghee, 2 red chilies, a teaspoon of mustard seeds and curry leaves. Our simple and healthy midi tambli is ready. This is for kosamri, corn, grapes, grated cucumber. This is some coconut, salt, coriander leaves and green chili. I'm going to mix all this and then add seasoning or tadka or ogarni. For the seasoning of kosamri, heat a tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of urad dal, 2 red chilies, curry leaves and a pinch of hing. I have also added lemon and the seasoning, so our kosamri is ready. So I have a mixie jar here. I've taken coconut, this is jackfruit, that is jaggery and salt. I'm going to grind it and make it into a fine paste and then add wheat flour to it to make appa. This is the consistency of the paste. So I'm going to add wheat flour now, but I think it's a little too thick. So I'm going to add some coconut milk to make it watery. You could even add just water. After adding coconut milk, I will add wheat flour just enough to make the dough a little thick. Consistency looks fine. Don't over mix it because we don't want the gluten to form. So now the batter is ready. I'm going to keep it aside and fry just before we are going to serve it. So now all the preps are done. So just before my guests arrive, I'm going to fry appa first, and then vade, and then finally sendige. Time to drop the appa batter into hot oil. It is usually round in shape and the size is of a small lime. The color may get a bit dark while frying due to the jaggery in it. Let it fry in low flame so it cooks well till the center too. For the vade, the shape will be flat and round. Drop it in hot oil and fry it in medium flame till it turns golden brown. I also fried some sendige and happala, which are nothing but papads or crispies, in the same hot oil at the end.
Start Madla.
Yeah.
So this is the spread that I have prepared. So this is starting with the paisa as we serve. So first we start with paisa, then we put salt, pickle, this is chutney, kosamri, palya, and there is chitrana, appa and vade, and there is sendige and happala. And for rice, right now we have served tambli. It will be followed by saru and gasi, and then curd at the end.
As it was a tiring weekday, everyone is eagerly waiting to dive into the food. We have banana leaves ordered especially for this meal because you will never get the festive feel unless it is yele uta. We thought of going green, so our return gift to our guests along with haldi and kumkum was a rose plant. We had a great time beginning our year with our friends like family here in Japan. While we do miss all the festivities in India, we try to celebrate it in a small way so our kids get to experience our vibrant culture and festivals even when they are away from India.